Hello, my name is Emmanuel. No, it's not. Well, I mean, it is, but in the video. Hello, my name is Manny Soda, and this is my own personal biased predictions for Group F of the 2022 World Cup that is going to be happening in November, from November through December this year. As past videos, I'm going to talk about each country individually, and then I'm going to be doing my predictions after that. So quickly, let's go meet the teams. Group F consists of European Region Representative, Belgium, North America Region Representative, Canada, Africa Region Representative, Morocco, and Europe Region Representative, Croatia. To me, this is a group of death. On paper, it might look done, but on the field, each country has its own possibility. Most people are predicting Belgium to be one of the teams qualified, while the team to join has varied. The most favored to be that second team to qualify, Croatia. Let's see. The one thing that I've heard a lot about Belgium from critics and sports news people is this the last chance for the golden generation of the Belgium national football team? Belgium began their qualification to the World Cup in Group E alongside Wales, Czech Republic, Estonia, and Belarus. They got a double win over Belarus and Estonia, while they achieved a win and a draw over Czech Republic and Wales, meaning that they ended topping the group and qualifying directly to the 2022 World Cup. This type of performance continues to show a consistent Belgium in other tournaments, a team with players that is able to win the matches that need to be won and compete against the giants. However, there is a natural threat that even many of the Belgian players have spoken about: age and team depth. No, Belgian players are not old. What I mean is that for the past 8-ish years, Belgium's squad has been filled and carried by the same players. Not to 100%, but enough that if a well-known player is going through a bad form in their club, they still end up being called simply because they are a top-known player and there is still no player that can fill in those shoes. To compete, you have to have great players on the pitch. To win championships, you need to have great players on the pitch and good depth in players on the bench. As the years go by, Belgium's players will continue to grow, and staying in form will be tougher. They aren't in decline, but if the nations they have faced are younger and hungrier, their easy path might get complicated. Fun fact about Belgium: Belgium is the 5th European team with most appearances at a World Cup, with including the 2022 World Cup. They will have a total appearances of 14 World Cups. So the question for Belgium: will the seniority and mature professionalism continue to help Belgium push through, or will this be the tournament in which it all starts to fall apart? Oh, Canada. That's all I know about the anthem. So let's move on to the oh God. From 3 rounds, Canada had to start in the first round because of their low FIFA ranking. They were placed in Group B alongside Suriname, Bermuda, Aruba, and Cayman Island. One word to describe their run: annihilation. There was no two-legged match in this first round, but Canada came out winning the 4 matches with high scores such as 0-11, 0-7, 4-0, and 5-1. Yeah, they scored 27 goals in 4 matches. In the second round, Canada faced against Haiti for a spot in the third round. In the two-legged match, Canada won an aggregate of 4-0, making their first appearances in the final round of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers since the qualifiers for the 1998 World Cup. And what a performance! They played against Mexico, USA, Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras. Canada nearly won all their home games when they only drew to Honduras. Their away scores were more rough as they only beat El Salvador and Honduras. They got a tie against Mexico, USA, and Jamaica. And finally, they had an away loss against Panama and Costa Rica. There is no denying that Canada has been in good form for quite a bit. In the 2021 Gold Cup, they reached the semifinals, losing to Mexico by a single goal. In the CONCACAF Nations League, they just missed the finals, losing by goal difference against the US. This Canada team has been something of a dream to many Canadians and Canada fans. However, the players cannot afford the luxury once the World Cup begins. We have all seen these types of stories. A soccer team that never amounted to much, once the big tournament comes around, they are still off on dream and achievement, but they end up crashing out of the tournament. That could be Canada's future if the players end up playing with a mentality of, at least we qualified after so-and-so years. I 100% believe that this Canada can really make this World Cup one to remember if they stay focused and bring everything that they have been doing up to this point to the World Cup. Fun fact about Canada: this will be Canada's second World Cup ever, meaning they are tied in 5th place with El Salvador for most appearances at a World Cup by a CONCACAF team. So the question for Canada: will their current rhythm make them a dark horse in this group and possibly tournament? Or will the dream of returning to a World Cup be a distraction? I have no affiliation with Morocco, and yet I can tell that their football has been increasing over the years. Morocco qualified to a World Cup for a second tournament in the row. They began their road in round 2 alongside Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, and Sudan, where they dominated by earning double wins against all opponents, scoring 20 goals and conceding 1. They then went on to the final third round where they faced DR Congo. Once again, Morocco showed superiority in finishing, well, at least in the second leg. They tied 1-1 in the first game, but then had an amazing 4-1 score to give Morocco the win. The 5-2 aggregate gave Morocco the qualification to the 2022 World Cup. This team is a strong African team. Their performance in the 2018 World Cup showed that they are on the rise towards something great. However, just as their last World Cup performance shows, Morocco has to take that initiative that they took during their qualifying games. They were able to pull a tie against Spain out of nowhere, and then they lost and great close calls against Iran and Portugal. They need to finish their opportunities, show their accuracy in position that reflect that of which we can see they are capable of achieving, because otherwise this tournament could turn into a headache real fast. Fun fact about Morocco: they were the first African team to submit a bid to host a World Cup back in 1994. As of then, they have submitted 5 bids in total, including the losing bid for the 2026 World Cup. They are preparing a 6th bid to host the 2030 World Cup. So the question for Morocco: will they reflect the great football that they have been playing, or will the opposition continue to get the better of them? The 2018 runners-up are back at the World Cup. It was Group H, where Croatia was drawn alongside Russia, Slovakia, Slovenia, Cyprus, and Malta. Out of the 5 home games, they won 4 and only tied Slovakia. Out of the 5 away games, they won 3, tied Russia, and lost to Slovenia. In between the qualifiers, Croatia had a so-so performance in the Euro 2020, or 2021. They lost to England, tied Czech Republic, and beat Scotland, qualifying in second by goal difference. They then had an amazing round of 16 match against Spain, in which they unfortunately lost. With Croatia, it's more or less of the same. They didn't become a team that was to be feared, and they didn't become a team that was so easily walked over. Croatia since 2018 has stayed level, and that isn't a bad thing, but it isn't a good thing either. It's neutral. The only thing that has been rough on Croatia is the fact that many of their dependent players have retired from national duty or on the verge of retirement of national duty. Most of the upcoming players haven't had showings that lead people to believe that Croatia can repeat or even better their football achievements. If Croatia is aiming to just do the best they can, they'll do it, but if they want to go the distance, the younger players will have to step up. Fun fact about Croatia: they weren't a FIFA member until 1992, then qualified to their first ever World Cup in 1998. Before that, Croatia was a part of a country known as Yugoslavia. So the question for Croatia: will this team be able to repeat the feat from 2018 or even achieve the gold? Or will Croatia be drowned out? Alright, we are zooming past the facts and now we're going to use all of that and make up predictions. Remember, this is all for fun. Morocco versus Croatia. These two have only faced once. It was a friendly in 1996. The score ended 2-2. And here's a surprise, I'm thinking history will repeat itself in this match. A tie with a 1-1 score. To me, Croatia will have dominion over the ball, but both teams will struggle with getting through each other. Belgium versus Canada. These two have faced off once back in 1989. It was a friendly and Belgium won that game 2-0. For this match, I'm going to say a 2-1 victory for Belgium. Canada will try and Belgium's attack will continue to be a bother. So after the first round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like. Belgium versus Morocco. These two have faced off in a World Cup group stage before. Belgium won 1-0, and I'm thinking Belgium will win again with a 3-1 victory this time. Again, Belgium's attack in front and Morocco's chemistry will end up paving the way for this score. Croatia versus Canada. This is a first-time meet, so it will be a historic match from the start. It will even get more historic as I am predicting Canada to take the win, 2-1. Both are equal in team presence, but Canada's youth could be what helps them edge the win. So after the second round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like. Croatia versus Belgium. These two recently played in a friendly back in 2021. Belgium won 1-0. For this match, I'm thinking something similar will happen, but it's gonna end up in a 1-1 tie for these two. Canada versus Morocco. These two last played in a friendly back in 2016. Morocco whooped 4-0. However, this Canada is not that past Canada, and I'm thinking Canada will take a 2-1 victory over Morocco. It will be an interesting match, close, but I'm still thinking Canada's ability to find the back of the net will get them through. So after the final round, this is how I am predicting the group to look like, with Belgium and Canada being the ones to go through to the knockout rounds. My predictions for Group F are locked down. I'm gonna be honest, these results are probably the most roughest for me to conclude. Now I just have to wait and see how wrong or how right or how 50-50 I was. I'll also remember, ultimately the players on the pitch will make the final decisions for all of us. So make sure you make your own predictions. We all know how many are going to change their mind either way after they see what players are going and which ones are going to miss out on the World Cup. This is the end of the video. Make sure to keep watching your favorite sport. Be happy, be good, stay healthy, and God bless.